stuff away and check out for the day. There's no time to waste when it's 100 degrees. Burns under my feet. Won't you have a drink with me? We head into town, see what it's about. Barely need a shirt, though the sun has almost set. Make the most of it. I know we will dance and sing. There's a heat wave. There's a heat wave rolling in. There's a heat wave, yeah. There's a party in the streets and the city's on fire.
Hello everyone, I am now going to move on to reviewing for September. So I am using the app, the Story Graph, because I find that gives me a better breakdown when it comes to the statistics. So as you can see with my November setup, I went very autumnal here and kind of like going into like a winter-y when I was designing this. So that is available on my website, erinflotodesigns.com. If you want to download, it's $1 to download. There is a sale going on, so probably less. And then I have a reading challenge for November, which the idea behind this challenge is meeting at least using as many books as possible to meet all 4 of these aspects of the challenge. However, you can always make this challenge your own. You can select one of these things and try to complete it. I will be completing this in 2 books, mostly because I cheated a little bit in October. Iron Flame does not release until November 7th, but it fit the thing, so it's fine. I made up the challenge. I don't really care. So, I will be reading Iron Flame after it comes out in November. So I have 2 books to complete this challenge. The Cruel Prince is a book popular on Book Talk. If you go to like Barnes & Noble, that was or is on a lot of the Book Talk, made popular by Book Talk tables. A book with a red cover, a book set in the 1800s, early 1900s, and then a book from the library. I'm going to get Girl Waits with Gun. So this book is set in, I think like 1910, 1915, something like this. And it's based on a true story of a woman who is a cop at that point in time. The main protagonist on the cover is red. It's set in the early 1900s, and I'm going to go ahead and borrow that book from the library. So that one is going to meet 3 of the aspects of the challenge, and the Cruel Prince is going to meet book popular by, I can't talk today, book popular on Book Talk. So that's that. So in September, let's flip on back. I did read 2 books and most of a 3rd book. I did read Falling in Love Montage. I did read King's Cage, but I did not finish the 4th book to that sequel. I think it's called War Storm. So I read the first 2 books way early in the year, and now I'm reading the final books in the series. So let's go ahead and get my pen. I did read Falling in Love Montage. I did read Fourth Wing, that I read back in August. So technically, I only read the 2 books, Falling in Love Montage and King's Cage. And then I read a significant amount of War Storm, but I did not finish it. So I did want to read The Martian, but I honestly was getting a little antsy that I started a series and didn't finish it. So that's why I kind of went backwards and worked on that. So let's go ahead and set up for the statistics. Okay, so I read 2 books. The number of pages was 883, and the average star rating that I gave was 3.88. She, her was 100%, US was 50, Ireland was 50. Between 300 and 499 pages was 50, and above 500 pages was 50%. And then 2 of the books were young adult. One was LGBTQ, one was romance, one was fantasy, one was contemporary. So those are all the categories that they fall into. So that's why there's like, both of them are young adult, but more than like LGBTQ and romance obviously falls with the Falling in Love Montage, versus fantasy and contemporary would be King's Cage. So going back, I already filled this in. So I gave Falling in Love Montage 4 stars. And that's mostly because it was like a cutesy book. I very much resonated with the protagonist of that book because I too have I have feelings about love and stuff like that. Obviously, if you've been around this channel, you probably know why. But it's like one of those things is like recognizing when something is in front of you. And yeah, so I just very much identify with the person that is like, love is complicated and falling in love is hard, and so you'd rather not, but then kind of catches you by surprise. There is a big gold twist at the end of the book that I know a lot of people didn't like. I really liked it because it kind of left things up for interpretation, and it was also a much more grown-up way of thinking. I know it's a young adult book, so a lot of younger readers would probably like a particular ending, but it does have that twist that like kind of is more in line with real life and how complicated things can be in life. So I actually really enjoyed that twist at the end. And I'm not going to say anything more about that because I don't want to give it away. And then King's Cage, I gave 3.75 stars. I'm struggling with this series because none of the books following the first one have kind of lived up to that first one. I mean, I know that a lot of people have a lot of things to say about it because it's kind of very cookie cutter, and kind of predictable. I don't mind the predictability, to be honest with you. I'm not really reading books to be like thrown off course. Like, it's fine. Do I enjoy when it happens? Yeah, sometimes. But I don't think it's like necessary for me to enjoy a book. So I don't really mind that it's very predictable. I think that the relationship between the king and the protagonist is very interesting. It does, it's so complicated. And I enjoy their banter back and forth to each other. I think it's terrible. But in terms of book writing, I thought that was very well done. So that's why I gave it 3.75 stars. And you can kind of see, so I did 5 stars for the first one. I think I did 3.5 for Glass Sword. And now 3.75 for King's Cage. That might also be 3.75. I'm not quite sure. There's probably a better way to do this star system for me. So that's what I gave it. That is my review for September. And then we are going into, well, we're currently in October. I obviously have not done anything with October yet. And then there is my setup for November. So I hope you enjoy this reading bullet journal setup. And I will see you for my next and last one. I guess the setup and reviewing October, and then I'll probably do one video to review November and December. I still kind of have to see how that goes because my intention in 2024 is just to release a monthly video. It kind of depends on how much I get done because I am not filming. I'm not going on social media at all in 2024. So I really will only have those monthly bullet journal setups. But if I film enough ahead of time, like maybe a final reading review for 2023 and maybe a goals setting for 2024, I might do those videos, but we'll see. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.